guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to you today with a video. I'll be discussing PCOS. I want to talk about what it is, how it comes about, the treatments, the symptoms, how I was diagnosed with it, how I am dealing with it now, and just everything. I wanted to be up front and center. I didn't want to put, none of my wigs on. I didn't want to put no makeup on, no nothing. I'm in my home. I'm chilling on my couch or whatever. I just wanted you guys to see me, rough, rugged, and raw. This is just me. I wanted you guys to see that I am flawed. I have imperfections. I have a lot going on. So with that being said, I want to talk about PCOS. What is PCOS? A lot of people, who's not familiar with it wants to know what PCOS is. PCOS is short for Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. PCOS is a hormonal disorder that is common amongst women that are in the reproductive stage, as myself. I'm 32 years old. Like I said, it's a hormonal disorder. So women suffering with PCOS may have infrequent or prolonged periods. They also may have excessive male hormones, which are called androgens. That's like the facial hair and stuff. That means their levels are really high or whatever. The ovaries may develop numerous small collections of fluid like follicles and fail to regularly release eggs. The cause of PCOS is unknown. So I want to talk about a little bit how I was diagnosed with it. So I want to say back in November, excuse me, I went to, my OB/GYN appointment. It was just a regular appointment or whatever. Matter of fact, it was a follow-up appointment from, like my pap and stuff. Everything went well. Everything came back. Everything was great. So at the end of the appointment, she was like, well, do you have any, questions or concerns for me? So I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? It's about time that I say something to her because I feel otherwise. And she was like, basically, what's wrong? So I was like, I had a concern. And she was like, I want to know, what's the concern? I said, I want to know, how do I go about, being tested for PCOS? So she was asking me, why did I feel like I had this? So I told her, yes, I am on the heavier side, as you all can see. I have irregular menstrual cycles. Like I'll get it probably 3 months, and then I don't get it for another 4 months. And then I also have facial hair, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. So I have the facial hair or whatever that's kind of like, I want to say like embarrassing sometimes to me. So she was like, well, we can look into it. So she pulled it up on the screen, she was reading about it or whatever. And she just was like, I most definitely can understand your concerns. So what she did was, she was like, I'm going to write you a referral. So she wrote me a referral or whatever. The referral was for me to go to Temple University Hospital. If a lot of you guys don't know, it's a hospital here in Philly. I'm from Philly. So it's a hospital here in Philly. And that was fine. She sent over the referral, whatever. However she do it in the computer, whatever. She got the referral, gave me a slip. I had a scheduled appointment for, I believe it was December 1st or December 2nd of 2020. So I get to the appointment at Temple, and everything, everything was cool. I went in the room, so they did like a transvaginal ultrasound. So what it is, like they stick like this little ultrasound thing, you know, insert it into your vagina so they can see what's going on with the cervix and your ovaries and just, you know, everything up there. So they did that. I want to say that took about not even 20 minutes. Not even 20 minutes. That took about 20 minutes. They was done, you know, I got myself together, and then the two doctors came back in the room. She said, one of the doctors said, I most definitely, you know, want to confirm that you do have like a case of PCOS, but other than that, your ovaries, your uterus, everything looks well. She was like, your cervix is high, so, you know, if you do want to have kids, you know, later down the line, you have a very high cervix, that means I'll be able to hold a baby or whatever. And that was that. So that was good news. Like, damn, like that's really good news. But I'm still suffering with the symptoms. The symptoms, like as you can see, this is the reason why I didn't put makeup on. Like, I have really, I'm not gonna say really bad acne, but I have a lot of spots and stuff on my face. And a lot of them spots on my face come from me being a picker. Any little bump or a blackhead or anything that I see, it's because I'm picking it. So I'm digging my nail in it or digging something in it because I don't want that on my face. So that's why you see a lot of spots. But I think this where I'm a little bit of self-conscious, because I got like hair, like I'll grow hair like all down here or whatever. Not sure if you guys can see it. And like sometimes like up here, but it's not really, really thick. But if I lift my neck up, you want to see so many spots and scabs from me picking, trying to get hair out, because I don't want it there. I don't want that there. So if I do like this, it's not dirt, it's not, you know, none of that. It's just like little hairs from me tweezing, from me shaving. It's just like a lot of scabs, and I just feel like I'm really self-conscious about that. And I'm one of them girls that, you know, I really have high confidence in myself, but when I think about this, it just makes me irritated. And not only that, I'm at the stage now where I want to have kids. Like, you know, I waited to have kids because I wanted to be in a better situation as far as financially. And I feel like now I'm in a better situation as far as financially. No, I don't have $1 million, but I'm comfortable. And now I want to have kids, and it's just like so that's a little bit irritating. Like, I got my cycle, the last time my cycle came on was March 23rd. It's now June, and I haven't seen a cycle since. So at one point, I thought I was like pregnant. And I just had a birthday in April. I celebrated my birthday in Vegas, you know, with my boyfriend, my sister, my brother. And we had fun, so I didn't get no cycle. But previous to me having my last cycle, March 23rd, I was getting my cycle back to back to back to back every month. Every month my cycle was coming. My cycle was coming, but I wasn't ovulating. I wasn't ovulating at all, and that's called anovulation. So I was just one of them people one of the women, I should say, who's suffering from PCOS, and I was getting a regular cycle. I just wasn't ovulating. So when you're not ovulating, you're not, you know, getting pregnant. Even though that's my ultimate plan, is to get pregnant. I'm not ovulating, so what is there to do? So up until this day, I still don't have no cycle. So I feel like sometimes I'm just like, like, okay, well, whatever. But then, like, I go to sleep at night a lot of times, and then that weighs on me heavy, because now my boyfriend, he questioning me like, yo, what's up with your cycle? Where is that? And I'm just like, it ain't here. It ain't come on yet. Just waiting for it. So he thinking like, okay, well, are you pregnant or what? So we talk. He like, are you pregnant? I'm like, no. I'm like, this is the symptoms that I'm dealing with PCOS. So he like, well, what is that? Basically, like, I tell him, but he act like he don't remember. And I'm like, PCOS is just like a hormonal disorder. And this is nothing new for me. Sometimes I get my cycle, sometimes I don't. So in the back of my head, I'm putting it in my head that, damn, like, it's the possibility I could be pregnant. I want to be pregnant so bad right now. Like, I just feel like right now is the perfect time to, like, have a baby. When deep down in the back of my mind, I'm just like, it's this damn PCOS. Like, I'm so sick of this. Like, what is going on? So I'm guessing that's like almost like an infertility issue. That's stressful. It's really stressful. So what I started doing was I started taking folic acid every day, and I'm still doing it every day. I bought some folic acid tablets off of Amazon. I think it's like 500 milligrams or whatever, and I take that every day. I also purchased these capsules. It's called Myo. I think it's called Myo D-chiro Inositol, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll link it in the description below. So what that does is they supposed to lower, the amount of, I guess you want to say, male hormone levels. So it's supposed to, like, when you use it for a certain amount of time, you're supposed to see improvement with your PCOS, as far as, like, less facial hair and more energy, because I'm always tired. I am always tired. It don't matter if I can get 10 hours of sleep and I wake up and I feel exhausted, as if I just have never even went to sleep. Not only that, some people suffer from male pattern baldness. So my hair has fallen out over the course of, I want to say, 2 years. Mind you, the middle part of my hair used to be the longest part of my hair. That's now the shortest part of my hair, and I don't even think it's an inch long. It's just like gone. It's in the process of growing back. I mean, it's short, but it's not as short as it was. So it's in the process of growing back. My edges, my hair is really thick. You probably see like my hair hanging out now. Like, I have hair. I'm not extremely bald head, but it's shorter compared to what I'm used to having. My edges are like really thin. Not sure if you guys can see it or whatever. And some people say, girl, that ain't nothing. Like my mama say, girl, that ain't nothing. I feel like you can, you can grip it or whatever, or you could do something. I'm just not comfortable with wearing my natural hair out. I have never been comfortable with wearing my natural hair out. I'm not a person who wears makeup every day. If that, I don't wear makeup every day, if at all. That's just not something, that I'm interested in doing every day to cover what's for me, what's me. I can't cover myself up every day. But I just wanted to talk about that. So, is there a cure for PCOS? No, there's not a cure for PCOS, but there are many treatment options available to help you manage PCOS. You have infertility treatments, IVF and stuff like that. You can do weight loss, like a low carb diet. You can get rid of all that high fats and stuff like that. That'll help out drastically, which is weight loss. so far I've been trying to, lose weight. So far I'm down like 15 pounds, which is a good thing. And I feel like I have a little bit more energy levels, but I gotta keep going. I gotta keep pushing myself, but also I gotta stop making excuses, and I gotta find time. I feel like I gotta find time, and I feel like also that's one of my excuses. But my schedule is just so hectic. It's just like, oh my God, I literally am off 1 day a week. I work 6 days a week. I'm off on Tuesdays, which is today. And I felt like I wanted to do this video. So as far as that, there are, a lot of treatments available to help you manage PCOS. It's not fun. Women that have it don't ask for it. It just comes about. It's just, bam, here I am. It's not a certain way that you can get it. I have good days and I have bad days. No, I don't feel like depressed or anything like that. I just be wanting to really like talk to somebody who can understand like what I go through, what I be thinking about. I be thinking about a lot. And sometimes I do, like, I go to bed upset, and I don't want, from me being upset thinking about a lot of stuff throughout the day for that to have an effect on my partner, because that's not fair. But I do go to bed bothered sometimes, and I wake up and I'm in a different mind space, because you can't let today's issues bring out, what's going to happen for tomorrow, because you never know what's going to happen. So I try to talk to him. And he just, about the whole pregnancy thing. And at this point, he's just like, it's going to happen. You can't rush time. It's going to happen on God's time, whatever. When God say he's ready to give you a baby, then that's when you will get that baby. That's when we'll get our baby. Or whatever. So I'm like, you know what, babe? That's true. Let me stop thinking about it. I don't know how to stop thinking about it, though. I really don't. It's just like, damn, because I just feel like everything is just like so perfect now. Like, I waited a long time. And I'm not even going to, I'm not going to say I waited a long time. If I was to get pregnant this time, this would be my rainbow baby. I was pregnant already. I was pregnant a couple years ago, and I had a miscarriage. I don't want to really get into that right now, because that's just a whole nother story. So I think that'll be like another video or whatever. But I really wanted to come to you guys and just talk about like the PCOS and how I'm dealing with it and things like that. My doctor, she had mentioned, birth control or whatever, and I'm just like, I don't think that's a good idea. So she said, why? She said, maybe it can help you to manage your symptoms of PCOS. I said, yeah, that may be true. It may help me manage my symptoms of PCOS, but if I get on birth control, then that's blocking me from getting pregnant. And she said, you know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I was on birth control pills for years. One day, about 2 summers ago, I just stopped taking them. I'm like, I don't feel right. I was only on the pills. I never been on Depo. I never been on the IUD. Never had none of that. Just was only taking the pills. And then I was missing pills. I'm just like, I don't feel right. So one day I just decided to stop. Smack dab in the middle of the pack. Just decided to stop. And I never went back. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe my cycle is off, because I've been on this birth control for so long that it's going to take, a minute to get out of my system. So I'm okay with that. You know, because it's been years, so I can't expect it to just be going out of my system as soon as I stop it. But it's been 2 years. Like, how long is it supposed to take? I'm sure that it should be out of my system by now. It's literally been 2 years. I stopped taking the birth control in the summer of 2019. So, how long is it going to take? That's the question. I mean, I tried to do some research on it or whatever, and it says, you know, it could take up to 6 months or a year. We're past 6 months to a year. So now I'm just at the point where I just want to get myself back on track. I want to wake up in the mornings and I want to be like energized. I want to feel good throughout the day and not sluggish. I want to start getting my menstruals regularly. I want to start ovulating regularly. So we can add a new addition to our family. And it's just like, what the hell? It's just so like irritating because I've been taking like all these pregnancy tests or whatever. Like, I'll go to the dollar store, I'll buy like $5 ones, like, you know, an uneven number just in case. I'm like, I'll go to like the convenience store or the market and get the top ones, like first response and stuff like that. And when I go to take it, I'm checking expiration dates, everything, making sure, you know, they not expired, nothing faulty is going on with it before I do what I need to do with it. And then I'm just like, I'll wait the minutes that is required to wait to get, you know, the results or whatever. And then I'll see negative, and it's just like, you know, that's the depressing part, because I'm like, everybody is just asking, when you gonna have kids? Why you don't do this? Stop asking. Just stop asking. Please just stop asking. Because you don't know what the next woman is going through for her to not even have kids. They could be suffering from PCOS. They may have suffered already from a loss. They may have, you know, been molested. You don't know what the person is going through that they don't have kids. Why is there a rush for somebody else to have kids that you not even want to be a part of their life? Y'all rushing me to have kids. Are y'all babysitting? Are y'all paying for bills? You know, stuff. You don't never know no one's situation to judge or ask why you don't got kids yet. You don't know. So I just felt like that's kind of rude to ask, and a lot of people are asking, and I'm like thinking deep back in my head, like, damn, like, I want y'all to stop asking me because I want to have kids. That's the plan. I don't want to just be the aunt, the rich aunt, as my nieces and nephews call me. I don't want to just be the rich aunt. I want to have kids. I want to have my own family. And you keep asking me, it's almost like I feel like a lot of pressure. It's just like, damn, like, well, what the fuck is going on? I really do want to have a baby. I wish I could just pop out and be like, yeah, I'm pregnant. Baby went away. But it's not that simple. Not saying that you can't get pregnant naturally on PCOS. I mean, with having PCOS, I'm sorry. It just takes a longer time. It's just a little bit harder. You have to do more to become pregnant. And that's just that. This topic was really weighing heavy on me, I want to say, for like a week now, and I just felt like I wanted to come and share with you guys, you know, some things that has been going on, and I just really wanted to talk about it in my way. I didn't want to feel like I was sugarcoating anything. I didn't want to go strictly by the book. I wanted to come and just talk about it how I wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to be me. I just wanted to be chill, laid back, comfortable, and open. upfront, like I mentioned before. I just wanted to be upfront and discuss, you know, how I've been dealing with it. Everybody is different, and just because I experience, you know, what I'm going through as far as like the symptoms and, you know, feedback from like family members and my significant other, it may be another female out here who have PCOS and they don't have, you know, them types of symptoms. They are dealing with something differently. And I mean, I want you guys to comment if you're familiar with it. Even if you're not familiar with it, I want you guys to let me know. Do you know somebody with it? Do your sister, your aunt, your mom, anybody you know that's dealing with it, how are they dealing with it? Because sometimes I feel like I'm alone and I know I'm not, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I'm alone when I'm dealing with these issues by myself. I don't have nobody to talk to. Like, I could talk to my mom or my sister, but they don't quite understand because they're not dealing with it. I can go say, hey, oh, I'm tired today. And their first response was, well, what the hell are you tired from? You know, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I really don't know. I just gotta continue to work on me as a whole. Work on me, I say, internally. I need to get myself together internally, because what you put into your body internally, it affects what shows externally. So I think I just need to just work on myself. And I know maybe this video is probably like a little all over the place, but this is just me. This is how I felt like I needed to discuss it, how I needed to describe what's going on with me. So thank you for watching this video. I know it's a little long, but I just had to get, you know, that off my chest. Thank you guys. Bye.